Good evening, and welcome to the Variable Y Minute with your host, the Variable Y. Thank you guys so much for joining me tonight. Tonight, I want to talk about something that's I find very interesting, and tonight I would love for this to be a little interactive because I kind of want to see where you guys are coming from on this. So, hear me out. As you all know, at least by now, Patrick Mahomes won the Super Bowl after this past season, this past Super Bowl a couple of weeks ago. And now, of course, people are talking about, well, he's a quarterback. He is one of the best quarterbacks we've seen, especially his first few years in the league. So he's pretty much on his way to not just stardom, not even really superstardom. He's on his way to being his own orbit. Think Peyton Manning, Brett Favre, Tom Brady. Think all the big ones wrapped up and rolled into one. I mean, his third year in the league, he's won the Super Bowl. And it wasn't like he was just somebody riding on the coattails of the team. The defense was playing well, or he had great skill players in other positions. No, he was the face of the team. His first year as a starter, second year in the league, he threw for 50 touchdowns. His third year in the league, second year as a starter, he won the Super Bowl. He's pretty much set to be the man. But there are some people who say, well, Patrick Mahomes, I mean, you can be the face of the NFL if you just win a couple more Super Bowls. So maybe you should take less money so that the Chiefs can sign all these guys. And then you got some people who say, well, I mean, that's cool. I could do that, but I shouldn't have to do that if I'm Patrick Mahomes, and I'm not going to do that if I'm Patrick Mahomes. I kind of fall in the camp of the latter. Hear me out. I feel like maybe one of the more under-scrutinized jobs in all of sports is general manager. I feel like there are way more bad general managers than there are good ones. And there have been many times where where sports leagues have had to come in and save general managers from themselves because they are not very good at their jobs. And that's the nicest thing I can say about them. Case in point, there is an NBA age restriction because GMs could not stop falling all over themselves to draft guys straight out of high school without doing any scouting on them whatsoever, or with doing very minimal scouting on them, without putting them up against NBA players to see if they had the mental capacity, if they had the physical capacity, if they could play the game just against grown men, if guys were going to be able to do this. And as we've seen, these are from people who we respect immensely. We respect Michael Jordan. We respect him as a player. We think he's the greatest player of all time in the NBA. He's not a great GM. He drafted Kwame Brown. No shade to Kwame Brown. Somebody would have drafted me out of high school. I would have taken that money and run too. But if we were being honest, Kwame Brown was not ready to play in the NBA. So here we go again, where it's another GM who's sitting up here, and his Patrick Mahomes' GM, just recently was speaking out in the media. So that's why I'm bringing this up. That's why I find this very, very interesting. Where he's saying, oh man, we talked to Patrick, and Patrick wants to be one of the greatest of all time, and he knows that we got to sign guys. And man, I hope he gives us a discount. And I'm paraphrasing. I hope he gives us a discount. If I'm Patrick Mahomes, I'm going to him and saying, hey man, it's not my job to give you a discount. My job is to go out here and play high-level football. And that's what I've done. And like I've told you guys on this channel, the ball jumps off this young man's hands. You can see that. No, this is what I'm going to do. As long as you keep Andy Reid here with me and we can come up with a great scheme, I'm going to be able to make high-level football plays probably for the next 15 years. So it's not up to me to figure out how to work the salary cap so we can get more players. That's your job, bro. You need to figure that out. And if it means, if Patrick Mahomes takes so much money, oh my God, they're going to lose Sammy Watkins. Oh my God. Who the hell is Sammy Watkins that we care that much about. Like 3 years ago, this dude was in Buffalo. I'm sorry, or was he with the Rams? I don't even remember where the hell he was 3 years ago. Because he's not, we're not thinking about him. We're thinking about Patrick Mahomes. Therefore, y'all need to pay Patrick Mahomes. And again, GM, if you want to be worth the money that you make, why don't you figure out how to pay Patrick Mahomes and then put pieces around him to get back to the Super Bowl? I don't know. Why don't you pay Patrick Mahomes, cut a bunch of them old guys, and sign a bunch of young guys on these rookie deals so that you can get them at the cheapest labor they're ever going to come at? Because we all know in the NFL, the best deals are the rookie deals because they're the cheap labor. So why don't you cut a bunch of guys? Why don't you trade and get some draft picks? And again, I know there are going to be some people out there like, whoa, variable, you can't do that because blah, 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 blah. I get it. I understand. And not saying that anybody's job isn't hard. I'm not saying that. What I am saying is when you have a job of 32 men, or I'm sorry, 32 people, excuse me. I know there are women in these positions as well. That was very sexist. I'm sorry. When you have a job where there are 32 people in these positions, there are some people who are good at their job, some people who are at the top, and there are some people who are at the bottom. So if you want to start earning the money that you make, and it's a good damn living that you're making, why don't you go out there and do some work? Why don't you go out there and find a way to sign Patrick Mahomes for the money that he deserves for being the number one player in the league, and then get him some cheap talent around him so that you can keep winning Super Bowls? Because it's not just about Patrick Mahomes' legacy. It's about your legacy too. Whoever the hell you are, because I don't even know who you are, because you're a GM and no one cares. They're going to look at Patrick Mahomes and say, why did he take less money? But what we really should be doing is looking at you and saying, why couldn't you draft better to get some more guys around Patrick Mahomes, because you knew you were going to lose Sammy Watkins and you're going to lose all these other guys? Why couldn't you do your job better? Why we got to look at the player and be like, hey man, why didn't you take less money? I'm going to end tonight's show because I'm getting really upset. So I'm going to end tonight's show on this right here. Which one of y'all is going to take less money? Don't worry, I'll wait. Which one of y'all is going to take less money so that the people around you can be better? Mm-hmm. No, wait, no, nobody. That's what I thought. This is America, Jack. We don't take less money for a damn thing. So best believe that he's going to take all the money that is owed to him. And what you should do is figure out how to surround him with the most talent so that everybody can prosper. Because what good does it do to sign him to this big contract and then you not surround him with talent so that you don't win a Super Bowl and you lose your job? That don't make no sense. So why don't y'all figure that out? So that's going to be all for tonight, guys. Tomorrow, please check in with me tomorrow. I've got a show I think is going to be fun. I think you guys are going to enjoy it. I hope you guys enjoy it. This is something that's pretty fun to me. This combines two things that I really love, that I've loved pretty much my whole life. So I hope that you guys enjoy it as well. So you have to stick with me tomorrow when we go off the beaten path. Not very far off the beaten path, though. This is, like I said, it's going to combine two things that I'm very into, that I'm passionate about. Two things that I do in my own personal life. So this is going to be very exciting for me. So guys, please follow me on Twitter, starting with Twitter first. Follow me on Twitter at Variable, and then catch me on Instagram at The Variable Y. And of course, follow this YouTube channel at The Variable Y Minute. Please like, share, and subscribe, and then you can catch all this content. And please join me tomorrow, because I think tomorrow's show is going to be great. Until then, work hard, hug your loved ones, and I'll see you soon. Have a wonderful night, you guys.